We're here at Families in Transition and wanted to get a better understanding of how this shutdown, as it rages into its 28th day, is impacting people on the ground here in New Hampshire. And so I was talking with social service agencies, housing agencies, to understand the impacts as this thing moves forward. What's really concerning to me is that people of New Hampshire are already being impacted by this in terms of food and nutrition programs, in terms of housing. We obviously have thousands of federal workers in our state that are working without pay right now or have been furloughed. So there's so much that we need to do to make sure that we make people whole, that we protect individuals who are very vulnerable, who rely on the services of government, and end the shutdown. And I think people in Washington have to hear this message, and so I'm looking forward to going back there and communicating that to my colleagues on both sides of the aisle.
Thank you. Do you have a number on how many people are furloughed and not getting paid here?
There are roughly 2,400 individuals in New Hampshire that are either at work, they work for the TSA, or they're an air traffic controller, or they've been furloughed. These are critical positions that we need to make sure the government's working. I was just on the seacoast and talking with a food pantry that's increasingly been supplying food to Coast Guard families because the Coast Guard's not getting paid throughout this shutdown. So we've got to put an end to this silly shutdown and get back to the work that we were sent there to do.
Do you have any observations about what's going on in Washington that you'd like to share with the public?
I think what's happening in Washington is politics as usual, and it's Washington at its worst. I was elected in part to provide checks and balances and to change the way that Washington works, and so many others were across the country. So we've got to look to find the partners we need to end this shutdown. It appears the president is unwilling to do it. If he is, then we're looking to individuals in the U.S. Senate to approve funding levels that they've already approved. Let's reopen government and make sure that we can get to work on the issues that are critically important to this country.
Is there anything you'd like to say specifically to the people of Manchester?
Well, to the people of Manchester, our office wants to hear from you. If you're being impacted by this, if you need assistance, please reach out to us. That's why we are there. And to the extent that we can carry forward your message to Washington, D.C. to make sure that we end this shutdown, we're willing to do it.
What's the best way for people in Manchester to reach out to you?
So they can go to our website. We are on the U.S. House website, or they can call our office, and the number for our office is 603-285-4300. We're getting an office set up on Elm Street, and it should be open by early March.
Terrific. Is there anything I didn't ask that I should have asked?
Well, it's just a really disconcerting, frustrating time to me. There are so many other priorities that we have to get to work on, from lowering the cost of health care, ensuring that college is affordable, making sure that there are job training programs available, making sure we stop climate change and protect our environment. We can't do that if we have this shutdown hanging over our head. And so this very political effort to use the government funding as leverage to prove a political point on border security is misplaced. We can have the discussion about immigration reform and keeping this country safe, but let's not do it with the doors of government closed.
Thank you.